Hey everybody, Josh here for another Quick Talk Raw. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's just after the 4th of July, and I'm on vacation right now. Actually going to drive uptown, just have my iPhone here. Sorry the audio isn't as good on these Raws. I purposely don't overproduce these or put too much thought ahead of time. I want them to be off the cuff, and I think that's kind of fun. I enjoy other podcasts like that. So what I want to talk about today is one of my favorite statistics, which is 10 out of 10 people die. You're probably thinking, oh, awesome, thanks, Josh. I just wanted to think about my own death right now, so I appreciate that. Way to go. Well, you know what? There's another proverb or Chinese proverb or something. A wise man thinks of death often. Well, is this morbid? Am I crazy? Because I think about this stuff a lot. And, you know, some people would argue, well, Josh, you just got to live life. Don't worry about death. Well, I'm not worried about death, but I think it's an intelligent thing to remember that you have an expiration date, my friend, and so do I. And we don't know when that date is. And so it's so critical that we succeed, that we win, and really that we enjoy our time when we're here. And for me, I get really wound up. When I went on this vacation, it took me 2-3 days just to unwind to where I could really enjoy it. Today was really the first full day where I really just went, cool. Like, I'm here. My kids went kayaking. I did some fishing. I just relaxed a lot more. And for me, I have on and off. Those are my two modes, on and off. And when you turn me off, it takes me like 2-3 days to just wind down. I don't know if any of you are like that, but for me, it's very difficult for me to celebrate the wins along the way. And I try to be intentional about stuff. You hear me talk about the time I spend with my kids every week. I have date night every week. I do try to have that family life balance. It's really important to me. It's more important to me than anything. But I'm not 100% mentally there all the time when I do those things. You know, I'm there. I love it on the one hand, but there's still something in the back of my mind. I mean, I get 50 to 80 emails a day. I get Voxes and Facebook messages and all kinds of stuff going on. The phone rings. There's always something to do, but it's so critical for you and for me not to always chase after the next goal, not to always say, okay, once I get past the next yardstick, then I can celebrate, then I can relax, because it never happens. It doesn't work like that. We always reposition our goals as soon as we achieve them, because wherever you are today becomes your new normal. And, you know, it's kind of frustrating, because when I started my business and we did $24,000 in revenue the first year, I hated that year. It was so hard. I mean, it was so hard. There was fights with my wife. I'd be up till 1 or 2 in the morning reading on the forums and trying to figure out what I was doing wrong. But now when I look back on it, you know, the first couple of years were some of the fondest memories. So it's weird, because we look back on our past struggles where we came through stuff, and we look at it with nostalgia. We look at it like, wow, you know, those were the good times. Yeah, it was hard. Yeah, I wouldn't want to stay there, but, you know, I learned so much. But why is it that a lot of us, not all of us, but I struggle with this, why are we incapable to just enjoy and be thankful in the moment for what we've already accomplished? I'm a very driven person. I have a lot of things I plan on doing with my life, business and personal. I want to influence people and change my family tree. I want my kids to grow up to be strong, godly men. I have all these things going on, but it is important to stop and celebrate. And today, when I was in downtown Pentwater, Michigan, you should Google that, by the way. It's an amazing place. It reminds me of 1950s America, where nobody locks their car doors. Everything's just out. You know, I saw like one of those $200 Bluetooth wireless Beats headphones just sitting on a kid's bike. They even have a station for free bikes where you can just grab one and ride around on it and bring it back. Nothing's locked. There's just a sign that says, hey, here's a free bike rack, and the only rule is you bring the bike at night. But there's nobody checking it. You know, who does that? You know, with all the mass shootings and the craziness. But there are these little towns out there, and we come up here every year, and it's amazing. So I'm celebrating and being thankful for what I've already achieved. And, you know, I want to do a lot with this podcast and with my software business and all these things I'm doing. But even if nothing else happens, I got it really good, and I'm just enjoying that in the moment right now. And I hope you guys can do the same thing, because maybe your goal is to make $50,000 or $200,000 or whatever, or to land that first big commercial client. Well, celebrate that stuff, man. You know, do something about it. Take your wife out to dinner. Like, make a big deal about little wins. It's really good for your own mental health, and it's also really good to get your family rallying around what you're doing and the hard work that you're doing. Another story before I let you go here is with the Send Gym. So I launched Send Gym like 6 months ago or something, and right when we launched, I told my kids, hey, Daddy's going to be working really hard, but as soon as we get our first 200, customers, our first new Send Gym customers signed up, we're going to go on a vacation. And, a few months into that, we hit that goal. And we did it. And every week, my kids are like, Dad, how many did we get? Dad, hey, did we get the thing? Did we get the... And no, not yet. We're eating dinner. Hey, we got 5 more today. Hey, we got 7. Hey, we got 10 today. And it was really fun. And yes, I was working like a dog, working really hard, which is great, by the way. But I brought my family into it. So when we celebrated that goal together, it was awesome. So, my end goal isn't to stop at 200 customers. We need to have 10,000 customers. But I'm sure this is applicable to your own life somehow. So take what you will out of it. I appreciate all of you listening. If you could do me a huge favor, do me a solid, give me a review on iTunes, share this podcast on social media, tell other business owners to listen to it if you think they'll get value and inspiration out of it, because that is my number one hope with this whole thing, is not to give you some golden nugget that's going to change your life, because there is no golden nugget. There's not a single piece of information that's going to turn everything around for you. Rather, being inspired in getting out of bed every day and continuing to move forward, that is what will turn everything around for you. And sometimes it's hard, and hopefully podcasts like this and others can help push you along in your journey. Hey, reach out to me if you have any questions, if you have any ideas for Quick Talk. I am going to be doing an Ask Josh section at some point where I answer questions people have specific to their business. I do one-on-one coaching, consulting for people on occasion, and I usually record these calls, but they're private, and some of these are gold. So I thought, you know what? Why don't I reach out to the audience and say, if there's anybody out there that has specific struggles with finances or understanding earnings or their culture or the architecture of their company or growing, whatever it is, their pricing structure, understanding how to scale, how to be a leader instead of a manager, any of the stuff that I am good at doing and passionate about, send a question via email, josh@sendgym.com, and I'll answer it on one of these Quick Talk Raws. I appreciate all of you. Give me a rating on iTunes. I love you.
Hey, thanks for hanging out, friends. And from all of us here at the Quick Talk podcast team, we hope you loved today's show. We hope that you were inspired to become a doer and not just a listener. Apply what you've heard today in your own business and watch things change for the better. Lastly, remember that all the money in the world can't save your soul. Seek first the kingdom of God, my friends. We'll see you next time.
For more information about the Quick Talk podcast or Joshua's other businesses, visit our website, quicktalkpodcast.com. Have a blessed day.